Right now, giving it another shot, Democrats hope this time their gun violence bills make it to the governor's desk. It's legislation cities like Madison can't sit back and wait for.
Also, boosters looking more and more likely for certain people. We'll tell you who would be included and who's not.
Plus, helping the helpers. We'll show you how two nonprofits in Dane County are stepping up to make rental assistance easier to grasp. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Madison isn't waiting for state laws to curb gun violence. Today, the police chief laid out his four-prong approach to ending what he and city leaders consider a public health crisis. But
Wisconsin Democrats and the Attorney General hope the bills that they introduced today may finally get their shot in the legislature. Our Adam Duxter is live outside of the Capitol, where he spoke with the Attorney General and lawmakers today. Adam?
These bills are almost identical to the ones that were introduced in 2019. And while local police hope they've got a solution for our local gun crime problems, lawmakers say they're hopeful they'll have more luck this time around.
Day after day, families in Wisconsin lose loved ones to the gun violence epidemic.
Representative Sheila Stubbs is one of many Democrats who say they've seen enough in their communities when it comes to gun violence.
These shootings are impacting our parks, our gas stations, our sidewalks, our students.
And Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes would agree.
No incident of gun violence is acceptable.
MPD has responded to 7 homicides, all shootings in the last 3 months alone, along with more than 160 shots fired calls since January 1st.
We have been working hard as a department to understand this problem. I believe that understanding the underlying factors that contribute to any gun crime or any crime problem will help frame our response to Madison.
And while Barnes is hopeful a new gang task force can make a difference, Stubbs, Attorney General Josh Kaul, and a number of other Democratic lawmakers are hopeful 2 new bills could do the job. The first extending background checks to sales done at places like gun shows and fairs, and the other adopting what's known as a red flag law, which would give a judge authority to confiscate guns if owners prove to be a danger to themselves or others.
It's not a Republican or a Democratic piece of legislation. It's legislation for the people to save lives, and that is something that we have to do.
2 nearly identical bills never saw the floor for debate in 2019 after Wisconsin Republicans gavelled in and out of a special session the governor called for. Today, Stubbs and others say it's time to do something.
The shootings in our communities are not just articles in the paper. They are lives.
According to a Marquette law poll taken in 2019, nearly 80% of Wisconsin voters are in favor of expanding background checks for gun purchases. And several Republican lawmakers that we contacted today looking for their thoughts say they're going to withhold their comments at this time.
Adam Duxter live at the Capitol. Adam, thank you. Dane County Medical Examiner's Office has identified the pedestrian who was hit and killed by a vehicle on East Washington Avenue earlier this week. This happened Monday night near the intersection with Lean Road. Police say 62-year-old Tony Caton of Madison was transported to a local hospital where he later died. Caton's death marked the 6th pedestrian death on East Wash this year. Authorities say the driver of that vehicle that hit Caton is cooperating with their investigation. 2
Afghan evacuees accused of separate crimes at Fort McCoy pleaded not guilty in federal court this morning. 20-year-old Barula Nouri is being charged with multiple counts relating to the sexual assault of 2 children at Fort McCoy. Nouri stood mute and a not guilty plea was entered on his behalf. He faces 30 years to life in prison for the most serious charges against him. 32-year-old HAROON is accused of assaulting his wife by strangling and suffocating her on September 7th. Federal court documents show IMAAD pleaded not guilty. He faces up to 10 years in federal prison and a $250,000 fine if he is convicted. For the first time, Madison's police chief is speaking publicly about the officer who was allegedly involved in a sexual activity in his squad car.
Madeline O'Neill joins us with what Chief Sean Barnes has to say about this investigation. Maddie?
Well, Chief Barnes still isn't revealing too much about exactly what happened last week or who was involved. Today marks a week since this video taken by a bystander began circulating. Now, this is in an East Side parking lot. Police announced the next day, which was last Friday, that the officer in question was placed on administrative leave. Barnes says he is not going to identify the officer or his rank at this time, but he did say that the woman who was involved was not someone involved in the sex trade after those rumors also spread online.
I can tell you that I'm aware that the allegations of this incident involved an individual who is an alleged prostitute. We take the matter of human trafficking very seriously, and I can assure the community that the individual involved in this incident has been contacted and that this individual is not, I repeat, is not a prostitute, nor is there any evidence that the individual has a history of ever being a prostitute.
Barnes says he doesn't plan to release the name or any identifying characteristics about the officer in question until this investigation is done.
Maddie, thank you. Another seasonably cool day in southern Wisconsin, but there's a chance for some scattered showers tomorrow. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Gary Canalti is on the weather patio. Gary?
Yeah, Susan, it'll be about this time or maybe a little bit later in the day, but much of the day will be dry tomorrow. And then after that, it's like Mother Nature just turns off the switch and the rain is gone for the next week and a half. Visible cloud track shows clouds over far eastern Wisconsin. The farther west you go, the more sunshine there was. But you can see the rain showers barely making it to the west shore of Lake Michigan, and that's pretty much about it. The air across Wisconsin much drier, and that's keeping that rain in Michigan from coming in our direction. It was chilly this morning. In fact, temperature dropped down to 34 degrees in Camp Douglas, 38 at the Baraboo Dells Airport. Everybody else was in the 40s across southern Wisconsin. Current temperatures are in the upper 60s to around 70 degrees, so that dry air warms up pretty quickly. With dew point temperatures in the upper 30s to middle 40s, that'll keep the rain away, but with winds becoming more southerly overnight, that will keep the threat for any frost away, so no frost advisories for tonight. Look for an overnight low of about 46 degrees here in Madison. Tomorrow will turn cloudy in the afternoon, but it'll be breezy and milder with a high of 75. Be a chance for a late day shower or thunderstorm. I'll have our full forecast for the weekend and beyond in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. Government advisors are recommending booster doses of Pfizer's vaccine now for millions of Americans, and this is despite concern among some experts that the extra shots will do little to slow the pandemic. The advisory panel to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommended the extra doses for those 65 and older, nursing home residents, and people who are 50 to 64 with some underlying medical conditions. It also said boosters can be offered to those 18 to 49 with underlying conditions. The shots would be given at least 6 months after the second dose of the Pfizer vaccine.
You're tasked with difficult decisions, weighing the risks and benefits, extrapolating from sometimes the wealth and sometimes the paucity of data available.
Now, for now, health officials have not authorized the use of booster shots for all adults and teens, saying they need more data. Now, another slight increase in the amount of Wisconsinites who have finished their COVID vaccine series. That's up to 53.2% now. And in Dane County, another 0.1% increase. 70.7% of residents are now fully vaccinated.
The team working to keep people from losing their homes during the pandemic is getting some help in Dane County.
Two nonprofits are stepping in to make sure people know where to turn for help and how to get the money they need. Tahlil Mukhadin tells us now how Dane Core 2.0 will help share the load. Tahlil?
Urban Triage and the Community Action Coalition are teaming up while the Tenant Resource Center, the TRC, originally handled rental assistance applications and processing on its own, doling out about $3 million in the process. Now, TRC will be able to just focus on people with eviction court dates. Urban Triage will handle rental assistance for people outside of Madison, and the CAC will handle Madison itself. Rental Support Program Manager Sharmika Brown says Urban Triage is in a unique position to help.
We know where people are coming from. We understand the need. We know what the confusion is about. We know how to address it because we're right here in the middle of it now.
Urban Triage will run a newly developed rental assistance call center beginning October 4th. They'll reach out to both tenants and landlords to tell them what's available and provide opportunities for drop-in hours. Dane Core 2.0 also expands beyond just paying overdue rent. It will now cover security deposits and forward rent, too.
A 26-year-old Fond du Lac police officer has died of COVID-19 complications. Police department officials say the death of Officer Joseph Currer yesterday came just a day after his second child was born. Currer joined the Fond du Lac Police Department back in August of 2018. He was a member of the Tactical Field Force Team, the Honor Guard Unit, Domestic Violence Intervention Team, and was certified as a field training officer. Governor Evers offering his condolences to the Currer family. He said, quote, "Our hearts go out to his wife, kids, parents, and sister, and all of his loved ones, especially as they had just welcomed a new baby to the family the night before Officer Currer's passing. We're also thinking of the Fond du Lac Police Department and the Fond du Lac community." He said a forthcoming executive order will lower the U.S. and Wisconsin flags in the state to honor Officer Currer.
Public Health tells us today 23% of their available COVID testing appointments went unfilled last week, and that means there's plenty to go around. But you have to work a little harder to find them. More than 4,000 people are getting tested every day in Dane County. That's according to Public Health Madison, Dane County. But many tests are by appointment only. UW Health has a lot of testing options, but Dr. Jeff Potoff admits closing the Alliant testing site this summer made it more of a challenge for people.
Testing availability is still very high. It just takes a little bit more planning and coordination to get it done.
Wisconsin offers free at-home COVID tests, and we have information on how to find those online. But Dr. Potoff warns they are more likely to produce false negatives than the gold standard PCR tests.
Retaining Wisconsin teachers and investing in students in public libraries, a few of the many topics State Superintendent Dr. Jill Underly focused on in her State of Education speech today.
In a time when things are most uncivil, we need to remember and celebrate the things that unite us. Just like the high school basketball team going to state or the Blue Ribbon Elementary School that is the pride of our community, we need to reflect in the pride and the unity that our public schools bring to our families, our communities, and ourselves.
Dr. Underly says she wants Wisconsin to be a leader in civic education and plans to have a roadmap to help schools and educators across Wisconsin. She also plans on starting a literacy task force with people of all different backgrounds. Dr. Underly says she's ready to work with the legislature to help bring more funding into public schools.
Republican Speaker Robin Vos says the Democrats' singular focus to push more money into schools isn't a winning strategy for our kids. We need to look at improving how they are being taught and why so many students are struggling with the basics, reading, writing, and arithmetic.
A company that manufactures a drug used to detect cancer is expanding its facilities in Beloit. Today, North Star Medical Radioisotopes unveiled its recently completed facility and cutting-edge equipment. Right now, company manufactures an isotope that is injected into a patient to target specific organs, and it allows doctors to see if cancer has spread, coronary artery disease is present, or to diagnose disease of the gallbladder, lungs, or other organs. But they are continuing to develop treatments that will impact many patients.
And we're breaking ground on a building where we're going to manufacture an isotope called actinium-225, which looks extremely promising in treating cancer. The challenge is there is no commercially available production of actinium-225 today. There are just small research volumes available. And we believe that we can be the first commercial scale manufacturer of this very important isotope that has the potential to change cancer treatment significantly.
Well, there are over 200 employees at North Star, and they also have a facility down in Columbia, Missouri. Well, the fallout continues for the Biden administration over its handling of an influx of Haitian migrants along the U.S.-Mexico border. What changes the administration's making there? That's next at 5.
One woman's story of overcoming a diagnosis with the help of the dedicated team at the UW Carbone Cancer Center. How they gave her a sparkle of hope, coming up tonight at 6.
A big day for the Dow on Wall Street, soaring more than 506 points. The Nasdaq retakes the 15,000 mark with a 155-point jump. The S&P also with a strong 53-point gain, and we'll be right back.
The Fall Semi-Annual Sale and Sweepstakes is on now at Ashley HomeStore. Shop brand new fall furniture styles at huge discounts, up to 60% off. Then get your scratch-off card in store for your chance at specials and bonus deals. You could even win the $5,000 grand prize. Only at Ashley HomeStore.
Join Anytime Fitness for just $1 now through October 12th. Anytime Fitness gives you 24/7 support with expert coaching on all things fitness, nutrition, and everything in between. Now through October 12th, join for just $1. Visit AnytimeFitness.com today.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
When it comes to internet and TV, Spectrum has the competition beat.
Really? Can you keep up with all this?
Yes. With faster download speeds and better performance, Spectrum is the #1 choice for gamers. Switch now with the fastest internet starting speeds for the price, 200 megabits. That's enough speed to game, surf, stream, and more on all your devices. Get Spectrum Internet for $44.99 a month. Call 833-742-4499.
Okay, but what about TV? It's not easy to find something that works for everyone.
Spectrum TV with the free Spectrum TV app lets you watch live sports, local news, and more on your TV and on your devices. And unlike satellite, there's no ugly dish on your roof. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-742-4499.
Too bad I'm in a contract.
Stuck in a contract? Spectrum will buy it out up to $500.
Seriously?
And you won't have to sign a new one. Don't wait. Switch today.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yes! Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-742-4499.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
You can't miss the fall semi-annual sale and sweepstakes. On now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save as much as 40% off top brand appliance doorbusters. Plus no interest financing with no minimum purchase. Only at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley HOMESTORE off the Beltline.
Tonight at 6, COVID testing isn't readily available when you need it. We'll show you the places you should go to first. Plus, rental assistance is on the way for renters in need. Who's stepping up to help and how you can apply tonight at 6.
Every day, News 3 Now investigates, taking action to discover and report the facts to make sure your voice is heard. That's why News 3 Now investigates. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A top U.S. diplomat to Haiti has stepped down, calling the Biden administration's policies deeply flawed. CBS News obtained a letter that Daniel Foote wrote saying, quote, "I will not be associated with the United States' inhumane, counterproductive decision to deport thousands of Haitian refugees. Our policy approach to Haiti remains deeply flawed, and my recommendations have been ignored and dismissed." Footage of horse-mounted agents rounding up migrants using their reins prompted an investigation and now a policy change.
The Secretary also conveyed to civil rights leaders earlier this morning that we would no longer be using horses in Del Rio.
More than 1,400 Haitian migrants have been expelled since Sunday. Department of Homeland Security officials believe many of the migrants have crossed back into Mexico, estimating a little over 4,000 remain in Del Rio, Texas.
Well, just moments ago, the FBI issued an arrest warrant for Brian Laundrie. This comes as that search for him continues. He is the fiancé of Gabby Petito, whose remains were found in Wyoming on Sunday. Investigators are searching for Laundrie on the Venice side of the Carlton Reserve. It's a 25,000-acre nature reserve near the family's home in Northport, Florida. About 75 personnel from 16 agencies were on the ground there today.
Because of air pollution, the simple act of breathing contributes to 7 million deaths a year.
The World Health Organization says polluted air increases the risk of conditions like pneumonia, asthma, heart disease, stroke, and cancer. The WHO is urging nations to cut levels of several pollutants, including nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide, and fine particle matter, which can travel through the lungs and directly into the bloodstream. Scientists say some of the most dangerous pollutants are fossil fuels burning from cars and power plants. Health experts say drastic cuts to air pollution worldwide could add 2 years to our lives.
Well, let's get a look at your certified most accurate weather now. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti has your forecast. Gary?
Well, a nice day today, very fall-like, but lots of sunshine. That certainly helped. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. There'll be a chance for some showers or even a couple of isolated thunderstorms late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Then mild weather returns for all of next week and through next weekend. High temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s when the average high temperature is in the upper 60s. And after tomorrow, no rain in the forecast through the end of next weekend. Low temperatures last night in the dry air were pretty cool, especially north and west of Madison. Temperatures were in the 30s into parts of Juneau and Adams counties north of the Dells. Much of northern Wisconsin had temperatures in the middle 30s to around 40 degrees. Southern Wisconsin generally was in the middle 40s, but some 30s even extended down into parts of Minnesota and the northwestern portion of Iowa. But the air being dry means that there's not much in the way of rain either. And so far for the month of September, we're down about a third of an inch of rain compared to average. Since the beginning of June, we're down almost 5 inches of precipitation. And since the start of the year, we're down almost 11 inches of precipitation. We had about 60% of what we normally get as far as precipitation. Now, there have been some showers to the east, but again, the air across Wisconsin is drier. So as these showers try to come back in our direction, they just fizzle out because the air is just too dry. So a couple of sprinkles right along the Lake Michigan shoreline, but that was pretty much about it. And on future track, you can see those showers moving away. Here comes the next front with winds out of the south ahead of it for tomorrow, bringing temperatures in the mid-70s. And you can see some showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm by late tomorrow afternoon, early tomorrow evening. Those sweep on through, and by Saturday morning, we're back to clear skies, and it looks like we'll stay dry after that. And future track precipitation shows those showers and isolated thunderstorms generally about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rain. A few spots may get a 1/2 inch of rain in a heavier thunderstorm, but this is Saturday morning. Look what happens as we go through next week. No rain. Where's the rain? Not there. Monday, Tuesday, no rain. Wednesday, no rain. Maybe some showers and thunderstorms developing out to the west later next week, but the air across Wisconsin stays dry. So through next weekend, whatever rain we get for tomorrow is probably what we'll have through the end of next week. And the U.S. Drought Monitor just released today from Tuesday. Still moderate drought conditions from Madison southward. Abnormally dry conditions north of Madison. Still severe drought over parts of southeastern Wisconsin. Widen out the view. Again, things pretty much unchanged out west. And you look farther out into the future, the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, below normal precipitation with the highest probabilities from Madison to the east. 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook, pretty much more of the same. Dry in the east, maybe some rain in parts of the west, but still much of the west not getting anywhere near the amount of rain they need to break the drought. Tomorrow, look for partly sunny skies to start out with. High of 75. It'll be breezy and milder, but clouds move in late in the afternoon. We could see a shower or thunderstorm late in the day. Again, this is beginning at tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Temperatures start out in the upper 40s. We get into the middle 50s. Here come those showers, isolated thunderstorms. They roll on through, and by 10 o'clock, they're pretty much out of the area already. And then after that, dry weather with rainfall amounts where it occurs, maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Some areas probably less than 1/10 of an inch. And then, like I say, starting Saturday and lasting through next week, no rain at all. Upper 60s on Saturday and the mid to upper 70s, about 10 degrees above average for all of next week and next weekend. As we check out first warn traffic, not as bad today on the Beltline as it was yesterday. Just seeing some minor slowdowns in the westbound direction around Fish Hatchery Road and eastbound between Stoughton Road and the interstate. Right now, travel times, 21 minutes on the eastbound Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate, 19 minutes going back in the westbound direction. Heading out of Madison, the usual 25 minutes from the Beltline to Janesville on I-3990 southward. Middle to Sauk City on US 12 will take you 17 minutes. Downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151, also 17 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. And ahead on News 3 Now at 5, how you can lend a helping hand to Afghan refugees who are staying at Fort McCoy. That's next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This is a Wisconsin brewmaster. He brews the local craft beer, the beer that washes down the Oktoberfest broth, the broth that pairs with the potato salad that befriends the burger that tastes like victory. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
At JP Morgan, the only definition of wealth that matters is yours. It can be a smaller house, but a bigger nest egg, a goal to work toward, or the freedom to walk away. With 200 years of experience, personalized advice, and commission-free trades on an award-winning app, we're working for you. Planning, investing, advice. JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Guys, do you suffer from erectile dysfunction? Now there's great news. Peak Performance for Men will help you regain your performance and confidence naturally. Peak Performance for Men uses an advanced form of acoustic wave therapy, clinically shown to open up and regrow blood vessels, restoring normal and natural functionability where it counts most. There are no needles, no surgery, and best of all, no pain. Call now and receive an ultrasound, your initial consultation, all for free, in over $300 value. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
Here at TSR, we transform old, cracked concrete floors into beautiful, tough floors in just one day. Hi, I'm Joey with TSR Concrete Coatings, and here at TSR, we don't just simply coat over your old concrete. We grind it down, repair it, apply the base coat and chip, and then seal it with our own proprietary sealant that will never chip or peel. All of our coatings are covered by our exclusive lifetime warranty, so you can rest assured that your beautiful new floor will last. Our awesome team is here to answer all of your questions before and after the installation. And right now, we are offering 15% off your new floor coating until the end of the year. Visit the website or call that number below for your new floor today.
TSR, one day floor. Call 1-800-886-8411.
I want to have $1 million when I retire.
Oh, great goal.
So where do I start?
Well, first you set up automatic transfers into savings. That can add up pretty quickly.
For me, working on putting $1,000 into an emergency fund got me in a good saving habit.
Already on it.
Then put together a plan to get rid of debt and maximize your investments. You know, Summit helped me do.
Oh, that's great. I love how Summit gives people the knowledge and confidence to go after their goals. It's your money. Own it. Summit Credit Union.
This is a Wisconsin farmer. She grows the locally sourced freshness, the freshness that complements the wild-caught salmon, the salmon that tees up the cheesecake that sweetens every moment. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A half dozen bands from the Madison area are teaming up to give back to Afghan refugees.
Love is like dancing.
There will be a benefit for Afghan refugees this weekend at Orton Park. The group International Peace Orchestra, along with other musicians, will play at the park from 2:30 until 7. The concert is free, but they're asking for donations to give to Team Rubicon, which will deliver them to Afghan refugees that are staying at Fort McCoy.
We all have our points of view and they're all valid, but when we get together and create music, then everyone can go, oh, I'm having an experience together, and we find that is our best way of joining in a difficult time, and so that's why we do this.
If you're unable to attend the concert but you'd still like to give back, you can visit the Benefit Concert for Afghan Refugees in Wisconsin event on Facebook. And coming up next hour on News 3 Now at 6, we'll tell you why raising money for the refugees hits home for the Kennedys. We'll have that story coming up next hour at 6.
Students at Lakeview Elementary School are getting a big surprise. Each kindergartner received multiple books thanks to the school district, Madison Public Schools Foundation, and the Madison Reading Project, and memorial donations from the family and friends of Karen Christensen Ragetz. Ragetz, a longtime Madison educator who taught English as a second language. She passed away in February. Each student's bundle of books includes multilingual books. More than 15,000 of them were donated to Madison kindergarten students throughout the district. And stay with us. We'll have a final check of your first warn forecast in just a moment.
The Fall Semi-Annual Sale and Sweepstakes is on now at Ashley HomeStore. Shop brand new fall furniture styles at huge discounts, up to 60% off. Then get your scratch-off card in store for your chance at specials and bonus deals. You could even win the $5,000 grand prize. Only at Ashley HomeStore.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life hearing centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-day challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-day challenge.
No one has ever reinvented mattress shopping until now. The grand opening of Slumberland Sleep Solutions, where we've simplified, uncomplicated, and laid things out for you. Start with a quick rest match to pick your basic mattress type.
You love memory foam.
I really do.
Then shop the information and rating system on each bed. Did you know you can get great back support with a soft feel? It's true, and easy to find. Mattress shopping, reinvented, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Fall weather is right around the corner, and Menards has what you need to prepare your lawn. Applying fall lawn food to your yard will help prepare it for winter dormancy and will ensure a healthy lawn in the spring. This 17-pound bag of Menards premium lawn food covers up to 5,000 square feet. Save 11% on all Menards premium lawn food. Get 11% off everything right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Madison Magazine's Fall Restaurant Week 2021 is here. Participating restaurants will provide a 3-course lunch starting at $15 and a 3-course dinner starting at $25, featuring wine and more. Don't miss Madison Magazine's Fall Restaurant Week 2021, starting September 19th through the 24th. For participating restaurant menus and details, visit MadisonRestaurantWeek.com. Presenting sponsor, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. Supporting sponsor, E&J Gallo Winery.
Huge mattress savings are happening now during the fall semi-annual sale and sweepstakes at Ashley HomeStore. Save up to 65% off. Pay as little as $20 per month on top brands with 6 years no-interest financing, plus $300 in free furniture. Only at Ashley HomeStore.
Let's get back to Gary. One final check of the forecast.
Looking really nice out there. There's the live view from Edgewater Skycam. Mostly clear skies. Same thing from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville. Skies are sunny there. Temperatures are in the upper 60s here in Madison. A few low 70s to the south and to the west of town. A little cooler closer to Lake Michigan. Manitowoc 58, Sheboygan at 63. But those dew point temperatures are low. So look for a low temperature tonight about 46 in Madison. High tomorrow 75. But we could see a late afternoon or evening shower or thunderstorm.
All right, Gary, thanks. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.